Hey guys, today I'll be answering this question of why do your imaginations or why do your fantasies cause distress? Actually, there are two kinds of distress which are caused by you extremely fantasizing or extremely engaging in that imaginary world. The first kind of distress is when you compare the control aspect of your imaginary world and the control aspect of your real world. So in this imaginary world, you may find yourself like having things in your life in order, like having good relationships, having money, having a job, or just happy and feeling free. So because these things are so exaggerated to the point where they cannot really match up with what's happening in your real life, you will of course feel distressed because you are looking at the stark contrast between what's in the imaginary world, which you know you can't really have in this real world, and what's in the real world. And now, what causes this distress is the fact that you spend so much time in this imaginary world to the point where you start neglecting the real world. Because you may spend 8 hours a day, even 4 hours a day, just living in this imaginary world, just building things. And just know that the more you build things in the imaginary world, it's like you are destroying something in the real world. Because the time you are using to build something in an imaginary world or in your head is the time you could have used to build something in this real world. So that's why there'll always be this huge gap. The more you daydream, the gap between the imaginary world and the real world widens. And when this gap widens, you'll be having this high and low. So when you fall back or when you are forced back to reality, because at the end of the day, you will not live in that world forever, you now start seeing the things you've neglected in your real world. It can be your physical health, it can be your diet, it can be your work, it can be your homework, or all those things you've neglected in the real world, or all those boring things, we call them boring or the mundane things in real world, which you don't want to do. And when you keep running away from those things, real life problems pile up. You might be late to pay bills, or you might really feel that you don't have any motivation in real life, or you might not have a job, or not even have money to buy yourself some food, or you might be in debt. So when all those things pile up in the real world, of course you'll feel distress. So the distress is caused by the fact that you are concentrating so much on an imaginary world which is in your head and neglecting the real world which is in front of you, which you must come back to after that long daydream. Another aspect of distress after a long daydream, when you daydream so much, is when you daydream so much and come back to real life, all those things you've never processed, all those things that are causing you to engage in this maladaptive behavior are coming to the surface. It can be your traumas, your past negative experiences, or your unprocessed emotions. So when these unprocessed emotions come to the surface, it's really, really painful because it's like they're just waiting for you there. So every time you daydream, you come back, you find them there. Every time you daydream, you come back, you find them there. Of course, you'll be stressed and you'll experience a lot of emotional distress because those things will never really go away if you keep running from them. They'll just be piling up and piling up to the point where it gets so distressful that the daydream will not even serve you anymore. And that's the point where people reach and say, like, I want to stop this now. Because the emotional distress in real life has become so high to the point where the daydreaming as a coping mechanism doesn't even help anymore. So the distress you're experiencing after that fantasy or after living so much in this imaginary world are caused by two aspects: the logical aspect of ignoring the real world, and the other aspect of your subconscious wounds or your unhealed wounds coming to the surface. And all these things are in your real life. So it doesn't matter if you're still enjoying your daydream now or you don't want to lose it. Just know that the more you engage in it, the more your real life gets distressful, or the more you'll get hurt in your real life. Hope you found that informative, guys. Always prioritize working on your unhealed issues or unhealed wounds. And it doesn't mean that it will take away your daydreaming. As I said in the past, it will mean that you'll just be able to bring your daydreaming to manageable levels, or you'll be able to enjoy your daydreams at the same time enjoy your real life. That's what life is. Until next time, guys, have a nice day.